Hey everybody, so part 2 of this video explaining what a BGG Math Trade is. I've put my hat in backwards so people can tell it's part 2, but I've also changed the title. Okay, BGG Math Trade. So, as we know, Board Game Geek, amazing resource. It's basically an online community of board game geeks, I guess. Like, they do a billion things on this website. It's kind of like IMDb. There's rankings, people rate games, there's forums. It's amazing, right? Like, this is truly the thing that has brought modern board gaming communities together around the world, right? And so one of the things they created was a math trade. They've got a really good explanation about what a math trade is, so just Google BGG Math Trade, or you can watch Rado's video, which is what I watched to learn what a math trade is in the first place. There's a few parts of the video, but he shows you how they do it traditionally on Board Game Geek, and it's a very good resource if you want to actually watch and know everything about a math trade. But you just have me, so we're going to do simple paint drawings again, back with Fred. So part 1 of the math trade is to create a forum where you're listing all the games that you want to trade away, right? So for example, Fred is going to be like, hey, I got Catan for trades, and then someone else will be like, oh, my Carcassonne, but it also comes with the expansion. So whenever you listing what you have, you're trying to provide as much details, because obviously the people can't see the game. You're not actually posting photos. You generally just typing text when it comes to this kind of thing. So you want to be, oh yeah, look, I got Dixit, it's brand new, it's in shrink wrap. So yeah, just have a long forum post where you generally have about a week before admin closes for new submissions, where you just, yeah, basically have a week to list all the games that you want to trade away, right? Okay, so that is part 1 of the math trade. Okay, next part is what's known as a preference table. So there'll be some, magic that the admin does, but basically he'll auto-generate these tables for you, right? So all the game that Fred's want us to trade is at the top column there, right? So he wanted to trade Catan, Azul, and King of Tokyo. And all the other games in the trade from all the other people are on each row, right? And so all Fred has to do is tick what games he wants for each of the different things, right? So if he wants Carcassonne for Khan, he ticks yes there, but he didn't want Dixit, so he didn't do yes there, right? And so tick. Same with Azul. Next game, he kind of likes Azul. He doesn't want to trade it for anything, right? So he's keeping it for Reef right there. But, King of Tokyo, he's happy to trade anything, right? So you have your preference table, right? So that's part 2 done, right? This generally takes about a week as well, where people, have a week to put their preferences in. If you don't put your preferences in, it's kind of like you don't want anything. And so your games will be automatically excluded from the trade as well, right? So you've got that. Next stage, boom. This is where the admin does all the wizardry, right? So he's got to export the tables, right? And put them into a notepad.txt file, which is readable by the computer algorithm. So he does his fancy code, runs the code, and boom, literally in a couple of seconds, the algorithm spits out the results, right? So it'll be like, hey, look, this game is going to be received for this game, blah, 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 blah. And so some of the games won't get traded because they won't be part of any of the trade cycles. But otherwise, people will receive games one-on-one. So you're never going to let go of a game and get 2 games back. It's always going to be a one-on-one trade. So that's all the that's all the admin's work out of the way. He's going to post his results and tell everyone, hey, look, these are the results. Go send your games, right? You're going to receive your games in either one of 2 ways, right? The first one is the postal system, right? This is a traditional math trade. When there's no other qualifiers, this is what it means to do a math trade, right? And we got back to Fred. He's got his 3 games that he wanted to trade away. He's got to individually now contact all the people that are going to receive his game based on the algorithm results, right? So he's going to talk to Simon, Spot, and Greg and be like, hey, dude, what's your postal address? I need to ship these games to you, right? So he's going to go ship his games. It's going to cost him money. Usually when you do the listing of the games, you ask who's going to pay for postage, but generally speaking, it's the person sending the game has to pay for postage, right? And so you might be lucky. You might have to send it to the suburb over. You might have to send it to another country, right? So there's a bit of a risk in that as well, right? So once he's figured out the postage, once he's paid for postage, boom, the games get received to the end destination, right? But that's not all. Fred's also got to talk to all the people, Jeff, Magda, and Bluey, who's got the games that he's supposed to receive, right? So boom, they have a conversation. Jeff, Magda, and Bluey pay for postage, and boom, the games are coming over. Right, so you can see, what this postal system is, right? So the other thing, hey, wait, what if everyone met up at the same spot, right? So we've got our math trade results. Everyone show up at the same spot. This is known as a no-ship math trade. Generally speaking, this happens at conventions. So one in Australia is CanCon, and so there'll be the CanCon no ship math trade. Again, you still have to do the couple of weeks of listing games, doing your preferences, and then wait till the convention and show up with the games, and then find all the people that you're supposed to give the game to, and then give them the game, right? So that's what the traditional math trade systems are. Okay. Now, for the exciting part. This is the part where we are going to talk about the 2-hour math trade. It might be tomorrow. There's no more time tonight to do the video. So, for you, in a few seconds, boom!